Yo, welcome everyone. Bitcoin is pushing higher and is currently testing the last important volume resistance. But do not get trapped now because there are 3 warning signs you really need to know about. First, if you watched my yesterday's video, you most probably know I was saying to you I want to see another push towards downside because we have gotten a lot of bearish divergences forming exactly at this specific area. Not only the RSI and money flow indicator were forming brand new higher highs right here, while Bitcoin got a lower high, but also in terms of what other people were doing in the market, exactly right here, it really does look like another higher high was being formed on the CVD indicator, while Bitcoin was forming a lower high, and the open interest also got a push towards the upside. So what does that tell us? People are longing Bitcoin, but they are not able to push the price higher. Bearish indication, bearish absorption. We were expecting lower targets to happen on Bitcoin in the next couple of hours, but also what you're right now going to see. Only a couple of hours ago, a lot of people started shorting Bitcoin, and you can actually right now notice higher low was being formed and a lower low on the CVD indicator. So that pretty much means people are shorting, people are selling exactly at this specific area, and completely opposite what we got one day before, we got a bullish CVD divergence, which means bullish absorption was happening, and that is simply why right now we are seeing a very small push towards the upside. And something very, very interesting, if you're right now paying very close attention to the order flow right here, you can notice open interest increase with quite a significant CVD indicator increase. So what does that tell us? People are entering long or buy positions literally right now as we speak, which technically speaking is a bullish Bitcoin indication. However, if you do follow me on Twitter, you definitely know that as of right now, we are trading at the last important resistance level, and guess what? At the area of resistance, no way I would fire another long or a buy position as majority of the market is as of right now doing. Yes, I am still holding some insane long positions, not only on Bitcoin, also on Ethereum and also on XRP, and yes, later in the video, we are going to pay attention to exactly what Ethereum and Solana have been doing for the past couple of hours, but nevertheless, we are at the area of resistance, and remember, it's the weekend and resistance is still resistance until proven otherwise or until it actually breaks. Weekend pumps have trust issues for a reason. I'm not saying we cannot pump towards the upside. I am not saying Bitcoin cannot be worth 100,000 US dollars tomorrow, but all I know is that at the moment we are at the area of resistance, and no way I would go with another long or a brand new long position on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and also not really on XRP. However, one very important thing did happen with this entire push towards the upside. We are right now seeing bullish market structure, locally speaking, on the 30-minute and also on the 15-minute time frame. Bitcoin got this specific push down. We took out some important lows, which means we have a low right here, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and with the push towards the upside, clearly our lower high is getting broken towards the upside, which right now means bullish market structure on the 15-minute time frame. Bullish Bitcoin indication. However, remember what we were saying yesterday, we really want to see a break of a significant volume area of resistance for us to confirm that we are actually looking bullish right here and that we can actually expect higher targets on the Bitcoin chart itself. And later in the video, not only I am going to show you, of course, this specific value area high, volume area of resistance, but also we are going to talk about liquidations. We are going to also talk about another very interesting chart you should right now be aware of. But before we do talk about that, I would really appreciate for you to smash up the like button because 800 likes are definitely possible, and also thank you for subscribing to the channel. Let me right now do share with you exactly where Bitcoin does have significant liquidations. If we are right now, first of all, zooming in on the 3-day time frame, you're going to notice that just slightly higher from where Bitcoin is is trading as of right now, we have approximately 72.5 million of short positions getting liquidated. 85,100 US dollars is a very important price target in terms of liquidations. But not only that, not even knowing about the liquidations clearly, when you're measuring the entire bottom price action with volume, you're going to notice that the value area high is being tested literally as we speak. So not only it is the value area high, it is also a major liquidations cluster where, of course, people are going to get liquidated, and in a case we actually do see a rejection at this specific area in the next couple of hours, guess what? People are going to be trapped in their long or buying positions because, once again, major long positions opened only a couple of minutes ago. So I would say like that. Yes, I am going to remain in my long or buying positions right here, but I am not going to enter another position knowing a major liquidation cluster is incoming right here. Bitcoin is trading at the area of resistance, and also something very, very important, because we are trading in the middle of the weekend, the pump towards the upside, the push toward the upside is not really trustworthy. Also because once you right now pay attention to the Bitcoin CME futures chart, this chart is as of right now closed because, of course, we are trading in the middle of the weekend, but nevertheless, it was actually closed, let's just say, at approximately 84,000 US dollars area. And as of right now, we are clearly already trading slightly higher at 84,700 US dollars. If Bitcoin is going to continue higher, maybe even start breaking our value area high right here, you simply need to be aware that the chart is going to open higher, and this right here is going to form another CME gap. 90% of all of the CME gaps usually get filled sooner rather than later. That is simply why you should be slightly more careful, and even if Bitcoin right now starts pushing slightly more towards the upside, even if we are right now going to see some kind of an acceptance above the value area high, you need to be aware that the entire move up can actually be some kind of a trap, and if you're longing right here, make sure you are definitely setting a stop loss below the value area low, because in a case we do see a rejection right here, most probably another push towards downside it is actually going to form. And let me right now do share with you my ideal scenario, what ideally I would like to see to happen with Bitcoin in the next couple of hours. Knowing that so many people opened a long position right here, literally at the area of resistance, of course, how does the market work? Usually, we want to react as much people as possible in the shortest amount of time. Knowing that we are at the area of resistance, knowing that people can potentially get trapped on a push down, of course, ideally, I want to get them wrecked. That being said, potentially, we are looking for another push towards downside, take out our lows at approximately 83,000 US dollars, and this specific level, guess what, is really not a random level. We are going to go back to our liquidations, and we are right now going to zoom out on the weekly time frame, where maybe you're even going to be surprised, but it does look like another significant liquidation cluster. It is landing exactly below the recent low at 83,000 US dollars. So right now, logically thinking, people are going to get trapped exactly at their area of resistance. Bitcoin is going to potentially form the CME gap, which means that we have a higher likelihood of pushing towards the downside, and additionally, a major liquidation cluster is being formed exactly below the recent low. So I'm right now ideally looking for another push towards downside, take the liquidity right here, maybe even hit our bigger area of support at approximately 82,600 US dollars, and only then do see another major pump towards the upside, ideally above our recent high. As you most probably know, my ultimate price target I would really like to be hit on Bitcoin literally in the next couple of days, it is still going to be a major value area high once you're measuring the entire bottom price action at approximately 88,000 US dollars. I would really like to see Bitcoin pushing up, taking the liquidity above the recent high, hitting the value area high, and only then continuing lower. So this right here is my ideal scenario. Push down, grab liquidity right here, push towards the upside, grab liquidity above this high, and only then potentially collapse literally below 76,000 US dollars in the next couple of days. And guess what? I am going to trade literally every single move that I just showed you. That is simply why you can join me by actually getting literally a free trade on Bybit Exchange. They are right now offering to you a free $500 trade using the first link down below. Click the link right here, register on Bybit, and you are going to get 500 USDT possession airdrop. And with this specific money, you can open a trade on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and yes, by the way, later we are also going to talk about Solana. So definitely take advantage of the bonus right here using the first link down below. Register, deposit, and claim your 500 USDT possession airdrop. And with the bonus right here, you can then literally open another trade that I'm also going to open in the next couple of days. Now, let's also talk about another very important chart that is, as of right now, also aligning very nicely with my specific theory, literally with my entire plan I just shared with you. And it's going to be from Stock Money Lizards. They are right now talking about that Bitcoin corrections are hard, and if you have bought the top, you have been down almost 30%. But the reality is, so far, it's just a bull flag. Like in 2024, sweeping some lows, liquidating over-leveraged plebs, grabbing liquidity. And remember, it's all about liquidity. Rinse and repeat. I have no clue if this will last a week, a month, or half a year, but I am very confident that this is just another reaccumulation period. Place some good limits, hands off leverage, hodl, not financial advice. And this is actually also my exact plan. Ideally, I still want to see lower on Bitcoin. That being said, if we go right now higher towards 88,000 US dollars, we can be potentially looking for another significant drop, especially if the value area low right here is actually going to be lost. And if this right here is going to play out, yes, we are also looking for another lower low. He's right now targeting, let's just say, approximately 70,000 US dollars. And yes, trust me, 71,000 US dollars is a significant price target. Maybe I'm also going to talk about it in the next couple of days, but for that, you definitely need to be subscribed on the channel and of course also like the video. But I would definitely say after another lower low, by the end of the year, I want to see Bitcoin continuing its way towards the upside, literally straight towards a brand new all-time high. I am definitely not selling my spot backs, not on Bitcoin, not on Ethereum, not on any altcoins, because I still want to see higher this specific year, maybe even in the Q1, Q2, 2026. I am ready for higher. I am not as bearish as everyone on YouTube, simply because I am following a very simple theory. We haven't really broken any major market structure on the weekly time frame, and also if you look like that, a lot of people are scared. A lot of people are talking about lower targets, about 60,000 US dollars. Yes, it is possible, but in terms of probability, I still do think it's most probably some kind of a correction before Bitcoin is going to continue literally straight towards a brand new all-time high. So my trades on Bitcoin are going to be very simple, very calculated, and also I know exactly where I am going to be wrong. My next long is going to be below the previous low on some kind of a reaction. If it does happen, I do not know if it's going to happen. Once again, I do not know if Bitcoin goes up or if Bitcoin goes down. All I know are the levels I am prepared to trade. I am still holding longs in a case we are going to pump. I also know that at the area where we are, I am not entering another long position. And also I know if we go higher, I am going to ideally look for another short or a sell position at approximately 88,000 US dollars. And also one very important thing, once you pay attention to Ethereum, this chart is also at the moment trading exactly at quite an important area of resistance. For Ethereum, similarly as for Bitcoin, I would like to see maybe even a rejection right here, grab some liquidity below the recent lows, another rotation towards the upside, ideally towards our golden Fibonacci ratio for us to take the liquidity above this high, hit the point of control maybe even, and then another rejection. Similarly as on Ethereum, I am paying attention to Solana. Solana, it does look like on the 2-hour time frame, you're actually going to notice we formed another lower high. And what does that mean? It simply means liquidity above this specific high is still not taken, which means liquidity above this high is right now being there, and also liquidity above this high. Taking out both of those liquidities above both of those highs is quite an important level for you to target, and that is simply why we can also be looking for another trade, for another short or a sell position on the Solana chart itself. It is seeing today a very nice push toward the upside. Personally, I am not shorting Solana at this specific area. I am simply right now waiting, not doing anything, and I am definitely ready with my plan. If Bitcoin does continue higher, I'm right now still holding long or buy positions, and also my next trade is going to be if we literally literally right now pump another short or a sell position on the reaction at 88,000 US dollars. In a case we do see lower, we simply have an alert set. You can actually see right here on the right, I do have literally an alert exactly below the recent low for some kind of a liquidity grab, and then we are going to go from there. We have a plan, we have risk management, we know exactly where we are wrong, and yes, make sure you're definitely having a stop loss, because in a case Bitcoin is going to go lower than our daily, I do think that most probably we are then going to attack our recent lows at 81,000 US dollars. Make sure you trade wisely, do not FOMO at the area of resistance, and make sure your risk management is definitely on point. That is why you can at the moment open up another free 500 US dollar position with the first link down below by making an account on Bybit, clicking this specific link, and after initial deposit, you're literally going to get a free 500 USDT position airdrop. And also, thank you for smashing up the like button.